Good day and welcome, Mog Senior High School. This is Sir Glenn Cadizarendilia for 21st Century Literature, and this is for grade 12 sports. And we have here lesson 3, module 1, lesson 3, 21st Century Literary Genres, Elements, Structures, and Traditions. All right, so let's proceed. At the end of the lesson, the learners are expected to define what literary genre is, identify the different literary genres of 21st century in the earlier period in Philippine history, and use a Venn diagram in comparing and contrasting the 21st century Philippine literary genres and those in the earlier time. So answer in your separate notebook what I know. There are 5 items there. And what is it? What is the definition of literary genre? A literary genre is a category of literary composition. Genres may be determined by literary techniques, tone, content, or even, um, as in the case of the fiction, the length. The distinction between genre and categories are flexible and loosely defined, often with subgroups. Okay, so what's new? So instruction after reading the definition of above in your notebook, list down the 3 examples of literary genre. So list down there the 3 examples of literary genre. What is it? What are the literary genres in the Philippines? The multiplicity of Philippine literature progressed along with its rich history. Its themes are rooted in the context of the Philippines' pre-colonial cultural traditions and socio-political histories of its colonial and contemporary ways. However, some Filipinos encounter unfamiliarity with the literature of the past essentially due to what has been taught upon us that's, that our country was discovered and hence the Philippine history began in March 1521. Through the comprehensive works of archaeologists, anthropologists, and ethnologists, we have known more information about our pre-colonial times established against loads of material about early Filipinos as recorded by the chroniclers of the past. So let us now look at the different Philippine literary genre that emerged through time. So the pre-colonial period, we have the riddle. Okay, the riddle, they are mystifying statements or questions phrased on the rhyme, requires ingenuity in determining its answer. So, mani sila ang mga bugtong. Alright, so these are the present games considered a form of entertainment. Times talinghaga or metaphor is dominant in any riddle. It's disclose subtle comparisons between unlike things. For the Visayans, they are called tigmo. For Tagalog, bugtong. For the Ilonggos, piktakon. And for the Bicolanos, atutudon. Here are the examples. Atigmo, so Bisaya. Baboy sa lasang. Ang tunok, puro lansang. Answer, nangka or jackfruit. So langka or nangka. A wild pig in the forest is covered with spikes. Um, I don't know, but ako, if I will be... Anyway, could also be durian, the same with nangka, but it's famous of nangka because, you know, durian, more of those stinky um, smell ang iyahang riddle. Paktakon, paktakon, meaning you have to identify. Ano nga, ano nga tuburan masulog sa tag-init. Ginabubsan kinabubsan kung tag-ulan. Answer, balhas. Sweat. Yeah, balhas in Bisaya, palas. Sand. Balhas, sweat. Anyway, proverbs. These are called sawikain or salawikain in Tagalog. So we have different kinds of salawikain. Songs, you know what's songs? Different kinds of songs. We have folk songs, the lullaby, the serenade, or the harana. Awit ng bayan, uyayi, harana. Folk songs, awit ng bayan. Right? Lullaby, uyaye, songs for the baby. Okay, songs for the babies to sleep. The following is an Ilocano lullaby with English translations. Serenade, harana. These are courtship songs used by the young men to capture the heart of the girls they love. So, I don't know. I think in some places in the Philippines, harana is still there, but most in the modern times, harana is also digital. YouTube. Subscribe now. Anyway, so chants, the bulong. These are used to give respect, excuse, or apology to unseen or other elements, spirits our ancestors believe to deliver them from danger, harm. Moreover, these are utilized in enchantments and even with witchcraft. So here, tabi-tabi po, it's a chant sa bulong. Tabi-tabi po, ingkong, makikiraan po lamang, bari-bari po, apo o misbo ling tao. Ikaw ang nagnakaw na bigas ko, lumuwa sana mata mo. Mamaga sana ang katawan mo, patayin ka ng mga anito. Enchantment, more on witchcraft. Epics, these are long narrative accounts of heroic exploits. Examples of these are the Daragin in Maranao, Aligoyo na Tudhud in Ifugao, Ibalon in Bicol. Okay? Below is a gun, below is a guman or epic of Suban people of Zamboanga, which is chanted during Bukulog or festivals. So read this one. All right. The massive destructions disturb God are here. All the datas and different kinds of invited in the Bukulog just to give each of the partners in life. So we have next the myth, the legends, the fables, the folk tales. Myths are symbolic narrative, usually unknown origin, at least partly tradition that is ostensibly relate actual events and especially associated with the religious belief. Legends, alamat, the legend of Maria Makiling. Fables, these are the brief stories of children of native Filipinos. Folktales, the kwentong bayan. During Spanish period, the Spanish colonizers rules the country over 300 years. They use the cross influence, especially on the religious matters. Right? So we have here secular or non-secular literature flourished. Awit, song, corrido, karagatan, duplo, prose narrative, zarzuela. We read that one. Revolutionary literature also loomed with the exposure and that sparse revolution, resistance among Filipinos. Our famous hero Andres Bonifacio and KKK has started that revolutionary literature. American period, of course, in our one of our colonizers, the Americans. Japanese period and Republic. 21st century literature in the Philippines. The following are the most notable literary genres in the 21st century: drama, creative nonfiction, the blog, the poetry, poetry, mobile phone, text, tula, hyper poetry, spoken word poetry. You're very familiar with spoken poetry. We'll go back here in drama. Um, Hopefully, it could go back more. We could grow more of a P drama, not just the K drama for Koreans, but the Filipinong drama or F drama, the Filipino drama. You know, fiction. Examples of the following: a short story, chiclet. The chiclet is not just a gum. This is a genre which addresses uses of modern womanhood, often humorously and lightheartedly. Genre became popular in the late 1990s, with chiclet titles topping bestseller lists, sometimes includes romantic elements. Chicklet is generally not considered a direct subcategory of the romance novel genre because the heroine's relationship with her family and the friends is often used are just as important as romantic relationships. Also, we have flash fiction, realistic fiction, historical fiction, horror, which is very relevant in our literature. You know, all parts of the Philippines has its horror story, every part in the Philippines. Then the mystery, illustrated novels, graphic novels, speculative fiction, science fiction, fantasy, and humor. What's more, instruction using a Venn diagram, compare and contrast the various literary genre in the earlier periods of the 21st century in the Philippine literature. Focus on their themes, elements, and styles. Of course, in your notebook, answer this one. All right. So have your no. Okay. Using a compare and contrast the various literary genres in the early periods of 21st century. Okay. So make a Venn diagram. Assessment. In your notebook, write the literary genre described in each statement below. Choose the answers from the words found in the box. It's easy. Okay, answer directly. Oh, we're done. So that's it. That's lesson 3. So I answered directly to your separate notebook. Okay, so I'll give more instructions later for um, more or for additions. Okay, in our group chat. And that's all. Have a good day.